So you are welcome to my healthy food place, where we share ideas and recipes on how you can stay healthy naturally. I'm your host, Grace Enemali is my name. And so today we are talking on the sleep matter again. Sleep, yes, you heard me. It's a time we need to talk about sleep. And in this particular case, I want to share something that I started doing lately. You know why? We need to talk a lot about the sleep, because sleep itself is medicine. And a lot of people are experiencing different challenges with regards to sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. We can't talk too much of it because of how it affects our health. Something just, rushed into my mind as I was thinking over the subject. And that is the fact that sleep, lack of sleep, has killed some people. And too much sleep, sometimes people sleep and go into coma, has also taken a lot of people away. So sleep is something that we all love. Right from childhood, we continue to sleep. And most of healings takes place. Healing in any part of our body, a good number of it happens perfectly while we are asleep. And when you don't sleep, you are sad, you are depressed, you are unhappy. Whether you are a child, a youth, or an older adult, when you are not sleeping fine, in fact, the beauty, the youthfulness, the radiance in your body will not show up because of that singular problem of not sleeping. Your blood pressure is not likely to be well controlled properly. Your blood sugar, the same thing. The same issue of sleep. Even constipation is worse when you don't sleep. The toxins are held in. They don't come out. They don't tend to move. And so we cannot go low on our efforts to continue to improve sleep on a daily basis. We can't talk too much about it. And as you get older, you will discover that the challenges begin to be more of sleeping or not sleeping. The challenges of not sleeping, rather, it becomes more, increases with age, and tends to be more on the female side. Not to say that the men don't experience it. They also go through it. But during menopause, it's one of the very big challenges I always have. Myself, it has been, in fact, sleep problems was one of the biggest challenge I ever had when it comes to my health issues in those days. And as a matter of fact, a couple of times it still do happen. Yes, it still does happen to me. And the only difference this time around is I don't get worried, because a good number of times I seem to understand what went wrong. It is worse when you are in the dark. Yes, when you are well educated on things that can take away sleep from you, even for a night you didn't sleep, you may be able to, suspect a few things that you did wrong. And then next time you'll be able to correct it. And as you do this continually, you will gradually be taking over that aspect of your life, sleep. Sometimes we tend in those days to attribute it to forces of darkness, which is all kinds of, things that we suspected were responsible for our not sleeping. But it was all due to ignorance. Yes, ignorance could make you think it's your neighbor somewhere in his house or her house that is responsible for your not sleeping. My dear, far from all of these things. And so as we continue to make effort on a daily basis to improve sleep, I come here today with one latest update, I call it, about my sleep life, because occasionally too, as I said, I do experience it from occasionally, not as before. A lot of things could cause you not to sleep. Low calcium. As a matter of fact, before I quickly go to that to show us what I have, I'll quickly tell you a few things, other things that could also contribute to not sleeping. Most women, they are low in calcium when you start to avoiding foods like milk. Yes, foods with complete amino acids, meat, eggs. There are some foods, sources of kaolin, like unpolished rice. When you start to avoiding all of them, maybe because you feel rice is high in glycemic index, you are avoiding it, you are avoiding the carbohydrates, you are avoiding the animal proteins, you are avoiding this, you are avoiding that. It won't be long. Sleep problems also will set in. Now, when you are avoiding some of them are coming or loaded with some minerals like calcium that also helps you to relax and to sleep. And so if you are going low on things like calcium, even zinc, a minute mineral that is highly distributed in all parts of the body. Do you know that low zinc level causes sleep deprivation? I mean, you will not sleep. Even when you do, you won't understand whether you actually slept or not. You could be asking somebody by your bedside, did I sleep? How long did I sleep? Which means it wasn't a real deep sleep. And so it's important for us to understand some of these causes. I need to highlight some of them. I mean, inactivity also can contribute it. These are things that on a normal day, as we were growing up, they weren't really meaning any much to us. We could just go do whatever we like and go straight to bed. Another thing that could cause it, hunger. Yes, I know this one very well. Sometimes you're trying to avoid food, maybe because it's late hours of the night, and so you're not taking food. You could be awake. You should be ready to be awake if you don't eat that night. At other times, you had too much heavy meal towards the bedtime. It can also keep you awake. I hope you're noting some of these things down, because these are things I learned over the years. Late meals could keep you awake because you have given your body lots of work to do when it should be resting and rebuilding. I mean, replacing dead cells. When it should be doing that, you gave it another big job, because digesting food is a whole big job. In case you don't know, we need to remind ourselves. So when we eat this food, our body has been given a big job to do, to digest it, to metabolize, to transport it to various locations where they are needed. It's no small job. So when we eat late meals like that, certain foods at late hours of the night, it can keep us awake. When we are going towards menopausal time and we are not having proper blood circulation, especially blood circulating to our legs and other parts of the body, it can keep you awake. Yes, but there are foods also. You can also check my channel and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. There are foods that are good, natural foods that helps to improve blood circulation, particularly around your legs. There's a video already on that. And so you need to understand some of the things that could cause you to stay. Sometimes your blood sugar could rise up. Yes, you just didn't know that the things you ate has caused a rise in your blood sugar. And you are wondering why you ought to be sleeping, you are awake. It could be a rise in your blood sugar. It does happen. At other times also, it could be a rise in your blood pressure. Maybe if you are one tending to blood pressure and some other person may be tending to blood sugar, whichever one is on your door, it could be that that one is there, standing and keeping you awake, and you may not know that that is why you are awake. At other times too, too many inflammations. They could keep us awake. Yes, there are some inflammations that you can't see, that they are hidden. Sometimes people who are, given to too many medications and analgesics, when they go for a walk or do certain things, they don't even have to wait to feel pains in their body before they go and take some of these popular analgesics and to help them to sleep. I have heard somebody recommending that to me several times, that you don't need to wait for pain to pain you. When you went out or you do this, you did that, all you needed to do is to take, I don't want to mention that drug, but it's an analgesic. So you should take it. Why are they doing it? It's because when they take it, it silences all those inflammations and they sleep. Because some of them are hidden. But if you are not given to medications, there are other teas, turmeric, ginger, you can take moderately to help to calm down the inflammations and then allow you to sleep. The list is quite long. Reasons why, things that can keep you awake. Nutrient deficiency. Are you aware that absence of nutrients can even make you to stay awake? Even carbohydrates. A lot of you are saying sugar is bad, sugar is bad. I've tested that one too. If you don't have small sugar glucose, you may not sleep. I've gone through that. At times you have been so, indoctrinated about sugar, about carbohydrates, and so you become overly strict. I've done that too. Overly strict, that you don't even want anything sugar or carbohydrates. It could keep you awake, my dear. I'm being frank with you. It's what I've been through. It can keep you awake. As ugly as sugar is, glucose in particular, as evil as it is, the way we type it can keep you awake when you don't have. I have remembered, for instance, a few occasions when I've had to take one little orange. You remember that orange have some little amount of sugar, and that was all I needed to go to sleep. Maybe you've had something that's a bit heavy in the afternoon, and towards the night, and maybe what you even ate wasn't such a starchy food, maybe something basically protein, and it was getting to evening time to go to bed. Just an orange sometimes used to do the trick for me. And it comes with a little sugar. That is to confirm to us that our body needs a little of it. It doesn't have to be 2 oranges or too large or something, especially when you have gone for a walk. You need to please pay attention to this, especially because these are things that has happened to me. So when you have gone for a walk, in that maybe during the midday or evening, and your body is asking for some amount of sugar, and you deny it, and you say sugar is bad, this is this, and then you don't take carbonated drinks like we don't here, you could be awake throughout the night and you may not understand. And so the reasons: toxic overload, bacteria infestation, just go on, name them on and on. It continues. A lot of things. Sometimes worry. Yes, you could get a bad news. So it's a very long, you could get a bad news and the sleep vanishes out of your eyes. You could just be dozing. That is why I tell us several times that emotions play a lot of role to our wellness. Don't joke with it. If you are not happy, it's affecting your health. And so you could just, be dozing. You want to sleep. And they brought a very bad news to you. Something that's so dear to your heart, something so close to you. They brought it and they told you that this thing happened. My dear, sometimes, if you don't know, sleep just goes away. That's the end of that sleep. That sleep that it wasn't allowing you to do anything just disappears. And you may never even have that sleep that night. Your mind switches to that problem that or that news that was brought to you, and you think about it all through the night. And you guess what? Sometimes we can't even help some of these things. And that's why God is there for us. And so let's talk about my latest secret. I've already given us a highlight, and that is the castor oil. I have my castor oil. I don't want to show us the brand. That's it here. There are different brands of the castor oil. Castor oil, we have heard a lot about the castor oil. It's been also trended on social medias. A lot of people are using it for different things. I've also tried the castor oil some years back. And what did I try it for? I will tell you. I tried using the castor oil because I got to understand or read that it could help you grow your eyebrows. That was actually why I went for it. But guess what? I didn't have the patience because why? It's a very deep penetrating oil. When I opened it and found out how sticky the castor oil was, that was about 6-7 years ago. I didn't like the stickiness because I tend to be drawn away to things that are sticky. I didn't like the stickiness, so I kept it. Over some time, after some time, I disposed it because I don't like to keep essential oil for more than 2-3 years in my shelf. So this time around, I found out another new way to use it to improve sleep, and that way is before bedtime. Most of the problem we have, there are diverse inflammations, indigestion and constipation and a lot of it. Now, when you take this castor oil as it is, that's what I do. You heat either a spoon on the fire, have one here. You can heat it on the fire. Look at it. You can heat this spoon on the fire, gas fire. Just heat it. After heating it, you just put about a drop. I'll show you. Look at the oil now. It's just a little drop. When you add a drop, it's so sticky. After heating the spoon is already hot. Why are you heating? You heat the spoon so that it will help the oil to quickly become lighter and better to penetrate when you want to use it. And so after heating the spoon, you drop a small amount of your castor oil on it. And so it becomes lighter. And then make sure your hand is dried, well washed, that your 2 feet are clean, well dried, and you are ready to go to bed. I want you to try this. And so you put the castor oil, after dropping, you notice that it becomes lighter. So you drop it on your palm and massage it and bring out your feet. Must be very clean, not a dirty feet. We bring out your feet and begin to massage it, especially your toe areas, both in between your toes. Even if you are experiencing toenail fungus, even if you are experiencing athlete's foot, even if you are experiencing some kind of pains and inflammations due to some other causes that may be internal, because most of the things on our legs are usually tracing. They normally took their root from the stomach, from inside the body, that is the stomach, the liver, and all of that. And so you give that leg a very good massage with this your warm castor oil. Focus on the big toe. Focus on the end of your feet. Focus on it. Focus on it. Focus. After the massage, you turn to the other leg, other feet, and begin to massage it. Give it a good massage. Massage the toes, in between the toes and the edges. Like when this part of the toes, you massage. Then in between you massage it. Then your feet, you give it a good massage. Then the end of the feet like this, you pay attention. If you are having problems sleeping with the castor oil, make sure the feet is neat and clean. Do the same on both feet and cover it. if you like, with a cloth. I normally like to, if you cover it, it keeps the feet very, very warm. And you know what? When you do this, it won't take long. You just fall asleep. It won't take long. And most times, when you do it, you start feeling it supports your kidney health. Let me highlight this. Supports your digestion. And when you do it well, after heating, ensure that you heat the oil. When you do it, you will notice that the oil, that your stomach is making some sound or movements. Remember that it dissolves things like tumors, fibroids, and all of that. You don't need to even wait for any tumor again. Yes, you don't need to wait for any tumor. You just, when you massage it, it moves down to your entire body, not only your stomach, because it tends to, make, if assuming you have had your food stopped, you are going through constipation, it actually benefits me in the aspect of bowel movement. It's, if you are one that have a very strong constitution, your colon hardly moves. When you use this castor oil, the way I've explained to us, you will notice how it's going to be, moving into, and if there were some obstacles, it's going to be dissolving and dealing with it, even if they were painful. So it's going to aid your digestion. One, if you ate something that you're not feeling it well digested, it's going to support it. It's going to stop inflammations, or reduce it rather, some of them that you can't see. Number 3 thing that you notice is that it's going to make your colon to move. And that happens after the digestion has been enhanced, supported, and inflammation reduced. Your colon begins to move. And so that is it. And the next is, it supports your brain health. It supports your brain, and that makes you to fall asleep. And that makes you to do what? To fall asleep. In not a long time, you will just fall asleep. If you finish the massage, find a very good cloth to cover your leg. People like to, well, you can use socks, but I don't like using stockings, because sometimes they also have a little tightness, which makes the blood circulation. I don't normally like it. I have some of the stockings, but I don't normally enjoy using it to sleep. I like to use either a cloth to cover the leg if I feel like the weather is cold. Cover it and see how quickly you return to sleep. I have tested it not once, not twice, not three. It worked. But then there is something I need to tell us before I leave quickly. I wasn't doing it every day. Now, if you find something that is benefiting your health, don't do it too much. Otherwise, you may no longer be getting that result. That effect may reduce. That initial effect that you got. So to keep it up high like that, when you use it, and another reason why I also don't like doing something on a daily basis, just like this, I don't do every day. If you start doing it daily and you teach your body to master it, if you don't do it, you won't sleep. I don't want to live that life. I don't want my body to get used to something so much that I must provide it. I must do it before I sleep. So that is just one thing I am also doing in order to keep it high like that. So whenever, of course, it's not every day that you're having problems sleeping. It's not every day. Mine is not every day. So as long as it's not every day, when you know that you don't have any need for anything like that, just spare your castor oil, spare it, and then go ahead and sleep naturally. You can also sometimes use other massage oils. You remember we use olive oil, we use coconut oil. I've used all of this. But I tell you, the castor oil has a better effect when it comes to helping you quickly sleep off. Yes, that is what I have tested. And I said, it's good I give us this update so that those of you who are, having that problem of sleeping, You lie on the bed, you're looking on the ceiling, you don't know you have eaten well, you're not hungry. Because I have mentioned a lot of things that, remember that if it's any of these things that cause your not sleeping, there are some of them that castor oil may not fix it. Yes, it's not a gbogbo nishe, what we call gbogbo nishe here. That is do all. It does a lot, but it's not do all. It can help you aid digestion. I already highlighted the specific aspects that it can help you. So if you have other, things, health issues, you must also be careful and attend to them, so that you wouldn't just do things anyhow and thinking that castor oil will fix everything. Not at all. If it's indigestion, it helps. Inflammation, it helps. If you're having something like growth or tumor that's coming up, disturbing, it helps. If you're having pain around your toes, pop, circulate, it helps. If you're having, things like, you want to, apart from supporting your digestion, you want things that can really get things moving around your body. I mean the entire body, not just your stomach. It's one of the things. But there are other things like the emotional aspect, I said, if you have something that you're thinking or so worried about, it can take that away. You are the one that can ask God to help you. Even if you massage your feet with all the oils, you may still not sleep. If you've had a bad news that's keeping you awake, and castor oil can change that. If you're also not exercising, you're eating poor diet, you're not feeding your body with sufficient daily protein, castor oil will not provide all of that. And so you need to ensure that all other parameters are in place before you start, applying it, so that you get the best result. Remember, I told us it's going to be a short one. I mean, the life is not going to, because I will be here again this evening to talk about the same thing. This same thing. I would like to also talk about it and see if maybe some other people who are not present here, they can also participate in that particular life and benefit from the life. Because not everybody will be here because of our difference in our time zone. So castor oil is one of the oils, foot massage oils. Before now, a lot of us depended on olive oil. But when it comes to helping you sleep, massaging it on your feet, after melting it, heating it up, will surprise you. That's what it did to me. Make sure you have had a good meal, your toes are clean, you don't mix it with water. Ensure that you have taken sufficient water, you are properly hydrated. Poor hydration can keep you awake. So the castor oil massaging of your feet can't do all of these things. So that's why you must understand that there are things you need to put in place in your body if you want to sleep or have a good sleep. And if they are not there, even medications won't do it for you. Medications won't do it. And so you can get any brand of the castor oil that you like. There are so many brands in the market. The one I use is in a little, how many mils? I think is either 60 mils or 30 mils. That's it's an essential oil. So you go and give it a try. And remember to subscribe and share this message if you have not done so. Thank you for being here today. See you again later today in the evening. Bye.